are and what you do for the brewery here.
Cool. I'm Ross Katz. I'm the general manager here at RAM Indianapolis.
I'm Andrew Kastner, head brewer, also RAM Indianapolis and Fishers.
Nice. Now, how long have you guys been involved with Gen Con here?
It's actually going on several years. Pretty much since Gen Con started, we've seen a natural gravitation towards craft beer and towards our location. So we've been really active with them since the beginning. The past few years, we've really started to amp it up. Going on about 5 years, we've really started with the big scale involvement, getting involved in prior years with spa events, VIG events, and this year being really involved with the social media and Facebook aspect, and then also pairing with Privateer Press, and with all their help, we're doing the menu revisions, changing the menus, decorating the restaurant, as well as developing the characters and the beers. So we utilized Privateer Press and some of their inspiration to develop the beer. So Andrew could probably talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, for sure. I've been at the RAM for 2.5 years now, so I've been through 3 Gen Cons. And in each one, we've done a Gen Con specific beer where we've tapped, I think the first year it was a porter, second year it was a brown, and then this year is, they gave us a little freedom, and we did a black pale, which has been a big hit the last couple nights. So basically they said this is the character that we're going to be promoting, and gave us an idea, some adjectives around the character. So we turned that into a beer. We turned a little, an earthiness. We want to definitely do black to replicate a mystic quality, and then we tied a little bit of hops in there too to try to make it balanced, nice dry, balanced. A little bit of chocolate, a little bit of roast, a lot of hop flavor.
Hey, so did you guys approach Privateer, or did Privateer come to you?
Well, we've been working with Privateer for a couple years now with some of the decorations, the banners, and some of the designs. And actually, a couple years back, when I first started, about 3 years back, I started working with the Privateer Press crew a little bit closer, and working on getting just building our relationship. And this year, we've taken it to a new level. And even over there, they're doing minis with the characters that we had here, so we're really tying in the two partnerships. It's really a great relationship that we have going on with them. But they've always been a great partner for us, and just going from there, we just keep on expanding. And who knows what we're going to do next year? We're already in talks with a lot of crazy new ideas, but we'll see how many stick and see what we have for upcoming years.
Are either of you guys gamers at all? Like whether roll or board or video or anything like that?
Yeah, I play a little bit of Magic the Gathering back in the day, and I wanted to bust my deck out for this week, but I personally don't have enough time to sit down for a game. But so I'm a gamer at heart, and that's why I really love this convention, because I see a lot of people who are doing the things that I wish I had the time to. So it's really kind of cool to be able to connect with everybody.
Yeah, I don't dabble that much, but I have a damn good time watching everyone else do it. Damn good time.
I mean, as a brewer, is it exciting to you partnering with someone where they can give you these adjectives, things that are kind of abstract,
for sure.
But in figuring how you're going to express that, whether with the malts you use or the hops you use, or what sort of style you're going for?
Well, brewing is a bit of an odd blend between art and science. So anytime that you take the scientific part and then you also blend it in with an artistic design and then try to base, okay, I see the way this looks, now I want to make people taste that. It's a challenge that we don't get to experience all that often, but it's a fun one when we do. And collaborations are really big in craft beer right now, whether it's between breweries, whether it's between breweries and tattoo parlors, and in our case right now, it's a brewery and a game design company.
Yeah, I was talking with Ross earlier. It seems kind of cool how, because RAM is a national chain of breweries, still craft beer, and it's all brewed on premise. But it's pretty cool how they give you guys the individual freedom of the branch here to be able to do these sort of partnerships. Has that been what you've experienced?
Yeah, well, RAM International as a company is a family-owned company, and they've got 30 restaurants right now, and they're growing. They understand that each region is different and each store has its different needs. So they really do look to the general managers and the regional teams to be able to develop a plan to be able to capture the market. And obviously, a big part of the market out here is Gen Con, and we have a lot of fun with it. And the company's recognized this and really been able to give us the freedom. You know, everybody kind of looks at us as, hey, you guys are a chain restaurant, I've seen you all over the place. But then they come in and they realize that we are a chain restaurant, we still have kind of that family-owned entrepreneurial spirit going on within the restaurant. And it's really cool, and it's really great to work with a company that allows me that freedom.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the beers that you have this year that are tied to the event?
Well, we mentioned the actual Woldwrath Omnipotent Ale. That was the one I described earlier. We're also doing some really cool special tappings. Just had one about 15 minutes ago of a Black Mamba Java Stout, which is one of our winter stouts that we did, and then we infused it with local coffee beans from B Java Coffee and Tea. And tomorrow we're taking last year's Bombshell Brown, which was the Gen Con 2011 beer, and we took it at the end of last year's Gen Con weekend and we put it into a bourbon barrel and we let it sit for a year. So we're going to have a release tomorrow that's going to be last year's Gen Con beer tied to this year. It was aged in a bourbon barrel, took on some of the oak, the vanilla, and the bourbon quality. Should be a really nice beer. Hopefully everyone's getting excited about that. And I've got a couple other things up my sleeve you might see this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon.
What time should we be here to see these things?
Well, that all depends on when that keg of Java Stout blows. But there's a good chance we're going to have a sneak peek at this year's Pumpkin Ale this afternoon. And there's a good chance tomorrow afternoon we're going to see the base beer from this Java Stout, which has been cellaring. It's going to make an appearance tomorrow afternoon. So that'll be Sticky Finger Stout will be coming out tomorrow afternoon.
Very nice. Now, I know you said that you just started talking about some of the things for the future, but is there any sort of like teasers or potential information you could give us about the crazy things that might happen, or maybe you would just like to see happen?
You know, that's really hard because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up if something doesn't fall through, because some of these ideas are pretty crazy. But, you know, one thing's for sure, you will definitely see a t-shirt coming out next year tied into a character. You'll definitely see some minis at the Privateer Press booth. We are obviously going to be doing another beer, again working closely with them to capture the essence of that character in the beer. And, you know, more posters, more banners, cooler designs. You know, Privateer Press likes using us as a platform to be able to show off a lot of new cool stuff. So we appreciate that. So it all depends on what they've got going on. You know, obviously we're going to do the mugs, we're going to do growlers again. You know, it's hard to say what else it's gonna happen because, again, you're looking a year out and
you don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to. I would hate for any of these great ideas to kind of fall through. So, but I just gotta say, keep tuned. Make sure you get on our Facebook, because when those ideas are cemented, we will be posting up some updates and releasing that. So make sure you stop on our Facebook, both ours and Privateer Press's, to be able to get those updates and see what we have coming on.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.